What is up, AFC South fans? It is roundtable time. We've got to recap week 10, preview week 11, and boy, oh boy, what a couple of weeks can do to a division and its standings. Absolute barn burners within the division this week. Let me bring in the fellas. We got Derek, Michael, Ruben, and Dalton backstage. All right, fellas, good to see you. UCF, I see that you are on location and not wearing a robe, so
He's
we
rich,
appreciate you
man.
for that. I know
He's
what is
rich.
going on there, man. I feel like we have our own. What was the guy? Anyway, you know what? The joke's not even funny because I can't even think of the guy. So never mind. Anyways, Dalton, brother, you're looking good, man. Where are you at this week?
I'm in the Bahamas again.
God
when you spend enough
Again.
time in the casino, they're gonna give you a bunch of free cruises. So here I am right now.
Sheesh,
damn, you
man.
gamble like that, UCF?
Oh, you already know, bro. You already
This guy's
know.
making me want to
Nah,
go
that's a
on a
sleeper.
cruise so bad.
Yeah, shout out to Sleepers, shout out to AFC South Roundtable, shout out to all that stuff. Okay.
I mean, the question has to be asked then. Did you gamble on this week's Jaguars game, and how much did you lose your butt if so?
No, I actually did hit my sleepers, right? One thing I
Okay.
do, I always when you're doing the Jaguars, right? You always go higher on the team's best receiver because every week the team's best receiver goes off. So Nico Collins was easy money for me. I also took Trevor Lawrence on the higher rushing yards, and I also took Jacoby Myers on the higher receiving. So
I did,
he
man.
me
I
pretty
took his
well.
lower. Oh my gosh, his lower. pissed
See,
me
I
off.
did pretty good. Also, I did higher on ETN. I got rushing yards. I got a lot of good hits this weekend. Like I won. I multiplied my sleeper money. Like I think I got like $80 to $100 off of just $5. It was pretty good.
Oh, that's okay. All right. We see you. Fellas, heck of a week within the AFC South. My gosh, man. It started out with an absolute banger on Sunday morning. Get back from church. Football game is on. Colts, Falcons. Sauce Gardner makes his debut. And
Trash.
boy, oh boy, did we have a game. 31-25 in overtime. The Colts win. Colts continue to find a way to win, but man, Daniel Jones is making things real interesting in these games. He's got like 34 turnovers in 2 games, yet somehow they're 1-1. Really could have been 2-0. Derek, talk to me about this game, man. How much of a heart attack did you want to have very, very early on Sunday morning?
Man, I'll tell you what, it was kind of the same feeling as that Steelers game where, the Colts were off to a really hot start and it was looking really good. And then all of a sudden it's like everything just piled in on us again. Like that was the story throughout the entirety of this game, was just self-inflicted wounds that, it was a rough time for a good half of that game. From the second quarter all the way until the fourth quarter. I mean, the Colts just couldn't get out of their own way. Steichen was trying to attack the field deep, and the Falcons were trying to blitz us, and Daniel Jones kept getting sacked because there were no hot routes available. And that was happening, and they were bringing the blitz, and Daniel Jones wasn't protecting the football at all. And I'm like, dude, what is going on? What is happening? I was losing my mind. And then all of a sudden, once Jonathan Taylor broke that 83-yard touchdown run, which, by the way, puts him as number 1 in franchise history for most rushing yards as an Indianapolis Colt. Rushing yards doesn't mean rushing touchdowns. So that was awesome for him. But once he broke that 83-yarder, I had a good feeling we were going to do it. Obviously, when that last drive happened, I mean, to take that sack and then to be able to run for 19 yards from Daniel Jones and then also be able to make those throws. Again, Daniel Jones and Shane Steichen, they weren't locked in very much in that game. I will say that. But kudos to Daniel Jones for at least making the throws that he needed to make down the stretch. I mean, again, that 19-yard rush in that last drive of the fourth quarter, that throw to Tyler Warren, the throw to Michael Pittman to get us in field goal range to tie it. And then in that overtime, that great throw into triple coverage for Tyler Warren to get us in range. I mean, again, did not have a fantastic day from Daniel Jones, but he did enough to get us a win, and that is all you really need. I mean, again, it just shows you the NFL is so wonky. Like, how in the world that the Colts beat the Falcons, who the Falcons beat the Bills, who the Bills lose to the Dolphins. I mean, again, it's just this whole just circle of life thing that happens in the NFL. It's so crazy, but hey, I'm glad to get the win, as exciting as it was, and we're 8-2 going into our bye week. So I'm loving life right now.
All right, you got to make the case for me for Jonathan Taylor to win the MVP this year. I know it's a quarterback award, but man, if there's ever a year that a running back deserves it, I don't know if you can make a better case than what Jonathan Taylor's putting together. Man almost had like 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. I mean, the guy is absolutely insane. They got no chance in that game if he doesn't do what he does. The run that he broke for the long touchdown later in the game, where he got bottled up in the middle, broke out to the outside on the left, and just took it to the house, was so phenomenal. Make the case for him, man.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I mean, if Jonathan Taylor isn't doing the stuff that he's doing, this Colts team is not as good. I mean, it's fair to say. And that's why this carries so much weight. I know it's a quarterback award, but you're right. If Jonathan Taylor is not doing the numbers that he's doing, then this offense is nowhere near the level that it is right now. And like, listen, there's still 7 more games to go. Jonathan Taylor could either get hurt or he could, absolutely suck the last 7 weeks of the season. Could very well be true. But what we're seeing, it's funny because I've seen Eagles fans this week telling me that what Jonathan Taylor is doing is just a carbon cut copy of what Saquon Barkley did last year. Jonathan Taylor has 2 more touchdowns this year than Saquon Barkley had all of last season. So Jonathan Taylor has 7 more games left to go. Has more touchdowns than Saquon Barkley did in his year last year, where people are saying this is one of the best individual performances that we've seen in recent memory when it comes to a running back. So the yardage numbers might be similar when it comes to Saquon and what he did last year, but that touchdown number, I mean, he's going to blow it out of the park. I mean, again, Jonathan Taylor might potentially break some records this year, some NFL records, and that's unheard of when you talk about running backs in today's NFL. And yeah, I mean, Daniel Jones and what he has done, it definitely has improved the offense, no question about it. But I mean, Jonathan Taylor, to be able to consistently put up these kinds of performances every other week, where he's getting like 25 to 30 touches for 220 some yards and 3 touchdowns every other week. I mean, it's insane. And like we said, you said we don't win that game on Sunday without him. There's a lot of games that we don't win without what Jonathan Taylor is doing. So it's just as impactful as any other quarterback so far this year and what they're doing, outside of maybe Matt Stafford. So, I mean, Jonathan Taylor definitely deserves to have his rank up there in that MVP voting. I think he's actually 3rd right now in odds to do that. But he's going to have to continuously do this in order to be able to stay in that, because, he's going to have multiple 2+ touchdown games almost every other game for the remainder of the season in order to even be able to stay in that category. So I love what Jonathan Taylor is doing, man. He's on a historical season.
I mean, he's all but locked up Offensive Player of the Year. That's for sure. I mean, that's usually a running back award. It would take an epic downfall for him to not win at that point. I do want to shout this out real quick, because we love everybody that contributes to the show, but when I put your comment up on the screen and then you continue to spam it 5 times over, I put you in timeout, and then you come up with another username and spam the same comment. Stop being a child. All right. Jags Under, aka Chiefs Kingdom. You got your 2 usernames. They're both in timeout now. Just stop. All right. So I had to make sure that we put a regulation on the chat. Chill out a little bit. Okay. We got you. Listen, Ruben, we're going to let you go crazy. So make sure that you get ready to rock here. But first, before we even get to the game, Dalton, I don't know how I glossed over this. This was definitely the lead of the show, and we should have started with this. Big news, man. Rookie Travis Hunter out for the season. We find that out today. He has surgery. Talk to me about that news and where you guys are at on it.
Yeah, it's obviously awful news. The Jaguars are extremely injured. I mean, the Jaguars' best player on offense with Brenton Strange has been out for the longest time. The Jaguars, missing one of their best offensive linemen, a left guard, Ezra Cleveland. Obviously, Travis Hunter was, after the bye week, he was supposed to just take this mega step being featured on offense and defense, and he's out for the year now. And, it goes with the whole entire rookie class. I mean, both the Jaguars' third-round picks have not seen the field because of injury, and it's just, right now the Jaguars, even Jaguars with all the starters, it's a team that's going. This is honestly not a good football team right now, unfortunately. Oh shit!
Oh, Jesse,
you're muted.
Oh, I thought I was on my end.
Nope, Jesse muted.
My fault. All right. It's not like Travis Hunter was just a high pick. It's that you guys traded so much to go get him. And then now that he's done for the season, I mean, obviously we're going to evaluate him based off of his career, but for Travis Hunter to live up to the expectations in where he was drafted, what was traded to go get him, he's got to be an effective player on both sides of the ball. And so when you lose a player like that, not only are you losing a receiver, but you're losing a corner, and you really got to wonder, like, it's early, but early returns are not very good as far as what's been spent on him. You agree?
Yeah. I mean, defensively though, at cornerback, he's been fantastic. I mean, obviously you're not going to show all the, pass breakups, and obviously he didn't have any interceptions, but I mean, this guy was sticking to receivers. Guys weren't making, big plays on him. He was awesome at cornerback. And at wide receiver, it's just, I don't think he got a full understanding of the playbook just yet. There were times where he wasn't really, understanding necessarily where to be. And, these guys, I mean, one of the big things that, guys like Devontae Adams, different guys said, is that it's going to be difficult when you're not fully involved in every single team meeting, right? When he's in and out of different things. So defensively, like, I think that he's arrived in a lot of aspects. I mean, obviously doesn't have the eye-popping numbers or everything, but, offensively, like, after this bye week was when he was supposed to make this big step forward. And you also look at things, and, the best teams in the NFL, they have these game-changing players, right? Like these guys that are top 3 at their position, like these teams that go to the Super Bowl, it's not just like, oh, they're pretty good at this position, pretty good at this position, pretty good at this position. They have game changers, maybe 3 or 4 game changers. And that's what the Jaguars are lacking. And without Travis Hunter, I don't know if the Jaguars have a single game changer. I mean, Josh Hines-Allen every now and then shows up, but this year he's been, disappointing. I mean, we all know the story about Brian Thomas Jr. It's just, right now, we just don't have many like game changers right now. And that's why we are where we are right now.
Yeah, that's totally fair. Well, speaking of a game changer, Davis Mills, man. I mean, are you on the hive yet? Are you ready to go? What's going on, man? This guy's better than CJ Stroud, clearly, right? All right. Sorry. Okay. All right, Ruben. Sorry. I got a little ahead of myself. All right. I don't want to take your thunder. This is not the week to razz you. You certainly earned it, man. Your Texans beat the Jags in dramatic fashion, to say the least. The floor is yours, brother, man. Talk away.
Yeah, I mean, well, for the first 3 quarters, it felt like it didn't feel like you were getting your ass beat by the Jags. And what was crazy was it was the special teams. It was a Parker Washington punt return touchdown. It was Tremont Smith fumbling and giving the ball at the 20-yard line. So it's like they weren't really beating you, but nonetheless, it's 29-10. And then the fourth quarter happened. And then Davis Mills happened. Mills Mafia, where are you at? Stand up. This was probably one of the most insane Houston Texans comebacks in their franchise history. You did it at home in a stadium that was half empty. Absolutely insane. You broke the Jacksonville Jaguars. There's no other way to put it. How much confidence can you have in this team in your quarterback going forward when they could not put this Houston Texans team away. I've been saying this all year. This defense is so damn good. It's so damn elite. It's going to keep the Houston Texans in games. Well, this time, not only did they keep them in games, they made the opposing offense just have an utter collapse, right? You saw Liam Coleman throw down his headset, throw his play sheet, just absolutely sick of what he saw. Trevor Lawrence was absolutely horrible today. And there should be a lot of Trevor Lawrence doubters. With that big contract that he's got, what has he done? He hasn't done nothing. The Texans were without C.J. Stroud, Titus Howard, Ed Ingram, Jalen Petrie, their kicker, yet they found a way to put up 26 unanswered points, ended it with a thick 6, and they ended the confidence of the Jacksonville Jaguars. What a game. There is hope in life back in this Houston Texans team as they look to go back to 500 this Sunday against Tennessee.
Yeah, man, the ending of that game was absolutely insane, man. I was waiting for the 49er game to start, and then I'm just watching intently like, oh my gosh, here they go. They're going to win this thing. On the flip side of that, Trevor Lawrence coughed that one up a bit towards the end of the game. There was certainly some blunders. Dalton, I know that you said that the Jags are missing playmakers. I know that it's not always on the quarterback, but a lot of people are starting to maybe cash those checks on the doubt of Trevor Lawrence. Even one Nick Wright, who loves him some Trevor Lawrence, said that he believes Trevor Lawrence is going to be the next reclamation project for Kyle Shanahan, believe it or not. That was kind of a crazy take, but we're not quite there yet, although not looking too hot. Talk to me about your side of the house when it came to this game.
Yeah, I mean, the to put this on Trevor Lawrence, in my opinion, is a little bit insane because the Jaguars were up 19 points. All the defense had to do was make one stop. This is back-to-back weeks where the defense have allowed 3 touchdown drives at the very end of the game. Obviously Davis Mills has a 93-yard touchdown drive. They let him run in from 16 yards. It was quite frankly awful. And I know Trevor Lawrence was put in these situations where it's, they run, third and long pass, right? And I'm not going to sit here and over defend Trevor Lawrence, but the Ruben's over here. Oh, we're missing Jalen Petrie. We're missing this guy. We're missing Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Hunter, Brenton Strange, really all the top targets. But I mean, it is what it is. The Jaguars obviously choked in the biggest way possible. Just needed one stop. And even later in the drive, the Jaguars made a first down throw to put them in field position, but then one of our backup offensive linemen gets an illegal hands to the face. Like, dude, get your hands down a little bit. The Jaguars were setting up potentially make a game-winning field goal. But at the end of the day, the Jaguars, at the beginning of the season, I said they were probably about an 8-9 football team. I think they overachieved by going 4-1, and it gave the Jaguars a false sense of reality of what they are. So the Jaguars I should say, lose, like pretty much got whooped, especially in the fourth quarter, by a team that was supposed to be, this Super Bowl favorite, and they advanced to 4-5. So huge shout out to the Houston Texans for the big win.
I mean, I don't know, like he could say I can't put the blame on Trevor Lawrence when I see 13 of 23, 158 yards, 1 interception, 1 touchdown. I mean, Trevor Lawrence didn't do anything to win you that football game either. He was just god awful. There's no other way to put it.
I mean, it's fair.
It's fair. Okay, that's fair. It's totally fair. All right. Okay. All right. Michael, you guys were on a bye. Probably the second favorite week this season for you guys. I gotta imagine. You definitely didn't lose, so you got to feel good about that. But watching around the division this week, man, talk to me about what you saw and what your thoughts were.
Yeah, first off, let me just get to the basic part. Tennessee Titans actually won their bye week. It's nice the fact we can sit back and basically fall into the number 1 overall draft pick without doing anything. So thank you, New York Jets. Thank you, New Orleans Saints. I appreciate that very much. Didn't have to do anything. I just enjoyed the ride. But let me get to Ruben real quick. Shout out to the Texans. They played a gritty game. That was an amazing fourth quarter comeback. I know everybody wasn't betting on Davis Mills to be the guy to take over the game, and eventually get the Texans over the hump, but that was just a really solid, just overall gutsy performance. And of course, I'm going to give my shout out, of course, to the Colts as well. I mean, what can you say? They got everything rolling the right direction for them. All gears are churning. Daniel Jones, man, face planting on that bench, getting a first down and bloody in his mouth. I mean, that was just gutsy.
Yes, sir.
I actually gotta talk about that because I saw two of the funniest memes this morning about that. So one was the Daniel Jones with the bloody mouth, and it says, "Me after telling the dentist that I floss 4 times a week." I thought was hilarious.
I saw that one
And then
too.
there was one today with the Jags, and it's the meme where the guy's with the girl and he's holding their hand and he's looking behind at the hot chick that just walked past, and it's got the Jag sign on the girl and then the guy, and then it said the girl that's walking past is a toaster in the bathtub, which is hilarious to me. So I don't know. I thought those were pretty good. Some AFC South memes of the week for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely want to check those out. All right, listen, let's get to our sponsor, Sleeper, coming in. Get a 100% deposit match of up to $100 using promo code RTS. And if you use promo code RTS, you can also get a free $20 play. All right, here are the picks of the week. We got $10 to win 85. We're taking a freebie pick on Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. All he has to do is just log any stat. It doesn't matter, a point, a rebound, or an assist. Really doesn't matter. We're going with Devon Achane against a piss-poor Washington defense who also has some suspensions to get an anytime TD after the way that he just played against the Bills. I feel like this is a no-brainer. We're going with Kyron Williams, division rival against the Seattle Seahawks, anytime TD. Even if he averages 3 yards per carry, which he tends to do on a regular basis, he'll probably find a way to score. And then last but not least, we're going with Jalen Waddle, the only receiver for the Miami Dolphins to get 5.5 plus receptions. $10 wins 85.80. You can tail us, you can fade us, but either way, use promo code RTS. All right, let's get to some super chats. We got 10 of them clocking in early on today. Love this. Logan says Rankin's touchdown was a FU touchdown.
Yeah, I don't know if that counted as an interception or a fumble. If it did count as an interception, it would have been T-Law's second, but I guess they have it ruled as a fumble. But it didn't touch the ground, but crazy that he ran it back. I for sure thought he was just going to slide.
Well, he almost got Leon Ledded the end zone there, too.
He did. That's why I was
just
slide.
Throwing that out there. Tyler Cook says Jags fans turn notifications off this week.
Yeah, not a great week. Not a great week.
Oh, well played. Colts for Super Bowl says with a loss to the Texans this week, the Titans would officially be eliminated from division contention. Okay, good to know, I guess.
Michael catching strays, even though he had nothing to do this week.
Logan says Colts losing next game after y'all's bye. I mean, okay.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Them Chiefs, everybody's all high and mighty about the Chiefs. They are 0-1 against this division so far this year. So
that's true. That's very true. I gotta say, I mean, are we all in agreement at this point that the Colts are going to win the division? Do we all agree? Does anybody have a rebuttal on that one?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So then the question is, let me go around the table. We'll start with you, Michael, since you don't really have a dog in the fight here. Who finishes second in the division, in your opinion?
I mean, I'm going to go with my original take, and I think Dalton's right at the point where he could get to second right now. If CJ Stroud can get back and get into contention and just get more comfortable in the offense, I think they've got a chance. But I think the Jaguars just got a better chance to finish out the year just on the second position.
All right. Okay. Derek, what about you?
Yeah, I think the Jags will still hang around too. I mean, they have a couple of tough games, but if they can squeak out a couple of the tougher ones like the Chargers and the Broncos and whatnot, then they honestly could probably finish with only 1 or 2 losses on the back end of their schedule here.
Okay. And side note, how good does it feel that we're discussing second place in the division because everybody agrees that the Colts?
Hey,
are gonna
I'm
win
glad
this
that
thing?
everybody's coming to their senses. I'm glad that my team is good enough to have, put myself in this position come week 10 of the NFL season. I love
So,
it.
Derek, you say you only think the Jags will get 1 or 2 losses in this? Is that what you said?
Outside of, maybe they'll probably lose one to Indy. They might lose one to like the Chargers or
Bro,
something. but I
you're
think
way
they'll
more
probably
optimistic than I am
win.
about this damn team.
Hey, listen, I'm trying to be nice to you, man. I know that it's kind of hard to, deal with what you're dealing with right now, but I'm trying to be nice.
All right, well, I guess I'll take it.
So what are you thinking then? Are you thinking you're not going to finish second in the division? Is that what I'm hearing
Bro,
from you?
this team is awful, bro. This team's awful. We're not finishing the season 6-2. Maybe we can go 4-4 and we can be like 9-8 or something like that. But dude, like our defense can't make a stop to save our lives. Like
What happened to that
back-to-back
top
games with
10 defense?
back-to-back games with 3 straight touchdown drives. They can't stop anybody. We got lucky to beat the Raiders off a pass deflection because the guy was sitting in the back of the end zone wide open. It's just it's not good. Can't make a stop when it matters. And now we're just, getting so damn injured. Like all of our top receiving options are hurt. The offensive line is starting to get hurt. It's like we're not good enough to overcome injuries right now. It's just straight up.
All right, Ruben, what do you think, man? I mean, it's kind of crazy, right? Like 2 of the panelists picked the Jags, and the one that doesn't is the Jags content creator. What are you thinking?
No. I mean, when you also look at out of their last 4, they've lost 3. I think right now, it's fair to say that it's gonna be close when it comes to who's number 2. Right now I'm feeling confident. I'm going with Houston. We have a fun game against Tennessee coming up. You have an opportunity to get to 500, and if you do get to 500, then the conversation about this team just entirely shifts after starting 0-3. I still have Indy being up there in front, but I feel like the Texans could possibly sneak into 2.
All right. Listen, I'm not going to say this name because I'm offended. I don't even know what it means. Texans are going to go 5-1 in the division. 5-1 in the division. You guys already lost your one, so he's saying you're going to sweep the Colts.
You're gonna sweep the Colts? Okay, yeah, sure.
That's wow.
That's fine.
Titan says, question for Dalton. Is it time for the Jags to move on from Trevor? Do y'all still have faith in him?
I mean, it's definitely split at this point. I would say right down the middle, 50-50. Obviously when offense has struggles, a lot of it goes on the quarterback. Obviously, when the defense gives up 3 straight touchdown drives, a lot of that blame goes on the quarterback. But I mean, I'm all about figuring out, hey, how can you get better from this? But I mean, what do the Jaguars actually have? They have a lot of money invested in him. They have no first round pick. Like I just don't see if somebody knows a route to finding an upgrade from a Trevor Lawrence, I mean, let me know. I'm down to listen to it.
Yeah, I think that's the tough part, right? Like, where, with what capital? Doesn't make.
I mean,
sense.
you look
He's
at the Pittsburgh
next year.
Steelers, and it's like, dude, like they keep finishing with like, no draft pick near high enough to get a quarterback. So what do? They basically cycle out different veterans every year. And right now they have a 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers, which is all nice and fine, but they're gonna have a pretty good record. What are they gonna do next year? I mean, it's if you don't have top draft capital, it's honestly pretty hard to do.
I have a question for you. Actually, this will get the chatter going. All right, so we know that the Jets have a ton of picks right now. They're going to be looking for a quarterback either in this year's draft or next, or possibly a veteran of some sort. If they call up the Jags, what would you be comfortable with taking in order to give up Trevor Lawrence and send him to the Jets?
I mean, it would have to be. I'd have to listen to it postseason. I mean, not postseason, but after the season to see like what draft picks they have. But are there even any quarterbacks in next year's draft? I don't know anything about this draft. So
I mean, it's Frankie Mendoza from Indiana, probably Dante Moore from Oregon. Outside of that, dude, I really don't think there are any quarterbacks worth putting your future on right now.
It's just the thing with Trevor Lawrence that's so hard is that, like, dude, the guy, if you're just playing like 7-on-7, the guy might be the best quarterback in the NFL because no one can put the ball placement better than him. But the thing is, something happens when this guy drops back and scans the field where just the football IQ was just not there. And is there a way to improve the football IQ? I don't know. Is he just a guy that, I mean, this is his third offense, but at some point it's like, I can understand, if maybe you make the wrong read or whatever, but if you're dropping back and you see the guy doing a 5 yards and out, like, how do you throw it behind him? Like, is Urban Meyer and Doug Peterson in the throw lane where he can't make the throw like on point? It's the football IQ stuff, and that's why it's going to be so hard to potentially move on from him, because he has so many of the intangibles. But it's like, and he can make, like I said, he's had several game-winning drives this year. Even against the Texans, he almost had a game-winning drive where, you hit the guy on the out route, but the freaking right guard hits somebody in the face instead of the shoulder, instead of the chest. It's just, I don't know. Like, if I'm being honest, though, like, let's be real. Like, we can sit here and talk as fans and say, oh, like, are you going to move on, do this, and that, Jets first-round picks, all this and that. We all know in 2026, week 1, Trevor Lawrence is going to be the starting quarterback. After, next season, we can kind of talk about how he does and a potential route to move on if that does come in place.
Well, before we get to the rest of these super chats, I want to bring in our 5th panelist, big Jags fan, calling in through the Patreon hotline. And maybe he's got thoughts on this. I know he's got thoughts on this week's games, but big Jags fan, what's up, brother?
What's up? Y'all hear me all right?
We got you. Yep.
I don't think Trevor is really the problem. Hearing all that, man, he did hit the out route like he was saying, and that would have been a 56-yard field goal. And Cam Little's been on it, so we probably would have won that game. So I don't think blaming Trevor's the problem. I think the problem's Walker Little. He's so bad, so bad. I mean, Trevor
I'm big Jags fan. Let me ask you the same question I just asked Dalton. Jets come calling this offseason. What would you have to get in order to give up on Trevor Lawrence?
If they give us a high first and their high second, they can have him.
Jeez.
Okay.
Not much.
All right. Okay. All right.
I mean,
all right.
Look what Davis Mills came in and did. I mean, I don't know. Trevor's starting to get on my nerves, but he did have a game-winning drive, and then the guard hit the dude in the face, but it was only a split second. He put it back down on his chest, and the ref don't throw that on anybody else, I don't think, but they just seem to hate the Jaguars. Even our quarterback,
too.
Man, our quarterback made a good play, and on that same drive, Cam Robinson, that's not his name, but Trayvon Walker makes a huge sack and braces himself with his knees and hands. Even the announcer said that wasn't. So it would have been a sack there, and then to stop on third down, we would have stopped them and probably won that game. But I'm not taking anything away from the Texans, Ruben. They did come back and beat us, but there was some weird calls at the end.
Yeah, there were some calls that we missed too, like the deep touchdown to Jaden Higgins, the rookie, that was clear pass interference that wasn't called. But no, I understand.
Yeah, I agree.
But also, bro, how can you look at 13-23, 158, one touchdown, one interception, and not say Trevor Lawrence was not the problem? For being honest, he wasn't even responsible, for majority of the 29 points that you guys have. Like, I love UCF, but I always hear Trevor is not the problem. Trevor is not the problem.
No, here's the thing about this, Ruben. Here's the thing about this game. The Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence are playing against the best defense in the NFL. The Jaguars defense is playing against one of the worst offenses in the NFL, and you give up a 19-point lead. Like, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
I'm not saying Trevor.
What quarterback plays good against the Texans?
Yeah, he had a bad game. I'm not saying I'm saying he wasn't the complete problem in that game. If we could have got one stop.
Man.
Well, I understand that, but
yeah.
I mean, Jags fans, all due respect to UCF, but I mean, like, Jags fans are acting like he completed 70% of his passes for 250 yards, had 2 touchdowns, and maybe a turnover at some point, where it's like he didn't have a 70% completion percentage, 300 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
No, he didn't.
You have that kind of stat line, and you're looking at yourself like, sure, he may not have been the main reason you lost that game, but he sure as hell was not putting up the numbers to keep you in that game, especially in the fourth quarter.
Let's add
right
this
before half when he threw that pick. I think that pick cost us the game, to be honest with you, because if we get a field goal there, then we go into 23-10 at halftime. So yeah, I've traded for the Jets for them picks.
let's go ahead and add this as well. I don't think Liam Cohen did a good job in the fourth quarter to make any kind of adjustments going forward. I think that's basically a rookie head coach kind of moment for him to basically learn from and move forward going into the next games.
Yeah, they could have caught some screens with all that pressure Texas was bringing. They should have caught some screen passes or some bubble screens or something, but they kept dropping back and not even running the ball. So, yeah, I agree with you there, Michael.
All right, brother. Give me a prediction this week for the games before you get out of here.
Well, who the Colts got this week?
We're on bye.
Colts got a bye.
They're on bye. I was going to say they're going to win, but I think the Texans got C.J. Stroud back, right?
No, we're not sure yet.
No. And so I already know what's going to happen. The Titans are going to upset them, and then everybody's going to make fun of us from the Titans fan base because they could beat them and we couldn't. And then the Chargers, for some reason, Trevor plays good against elite QBs, but he plays bad against second-string QBs. Makes no sense. So I think the Jags win. They'll beat the Chargers. Trevor's 3-0 versus Justin Herbert. He'll make it 4-0.
Okay. All right. I like it. All right, man. Hey, good call as always. Appreciate you.
Yep. Thank you.
Hey, we got a second caller on the hotline. We got Eric Foreman calling in. Eric, what's up, brother?
So I had to chime in. I try not to, but I keep hearing about this Trevor Lawrence defense stuff going on. I mean, I don't think it's accurate. I think we've given him like reasonable excuses at times, but we all know there's just really no option. I mean, there's no better option than Trevor Lawrence right now. I mean, Derek was saying that we were defending him. You had Anthony Richardson in MVP convos before he did anything. So I don't know what kind of defense we're doing with Trevor Lawrence, who's, he's been to the playoffs. He's pulled upsets. He's got a clutch gene. He's just a dumbass otherwise, and it's tough for us to watch. We're watching it. And people keep talking about us not in the chat. I think we're second place in this chat after a terrible loss. The Jags fans have showed up in the polls. I mean, I think Titans were down to 1%, something like that. No, I just think people are making some shit up, saying that we're constantly defending Trevor. Honestly, it's horrible to even watch. But, what else are we going to do?
I'm glad that you can at least admit that it's really bad to say for Trevor Lawrence. I mean, again, I was smart enough to understand as soon as I saw Daniel Jones actually doing something, my mind immediately went to, oh, yeah, Anthony Richardson's a bust, and he's not going to ever succeed in the NFL unless he changes his ways. But, I mean, again, I think maybe it's just because we're only hearing from one side of the fan base, because a lot of the Jags fans that we have in this chat are always defending Trevor, that are a lot of times outspoken about it. So, I mean, at some point, is it going to be Trevor Lawrence's fault as to why the offense continues to
It's already been
times, or is it just because the front office isn't doing a good enough job at getting other pieces around him? I don't know what it is.
It's already been Trevor's fault in a lot of ways. I'm going to let you guys get back to the show. But one thing I'll say, I think we get credited for a lot of the stuff that the media says. Like the media is talking about the princess that was promised. The media is talking about the Jags. Now we got, Travis Hunter. We're constantly in the headlines with no results. So to say that it's us, though, I don't think so. But anyway. Yeah, love the show.
Fair. That's fair. Great take. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate your contribution, brother.
Yeah, and
it's a good call. That was a good call.
My thing with Trevor, I've definitely been one to defend him, but I've also been one to come at him. I mean, when he's played bad these different games, I honestly will come on here and be the first one to say that he has not been good. But just in a game where you allow to lose a 19-point lead and you allow 3 straight touchdown passes or 3 straight touchdown drives to a backup quarterback, I just don't know how we go out here and the first thing we want to talk about is Trevor Lawrence after this one. I mean, is he one of them to blame? Of course. But, dude, you had a 19-point lead, and your defense can't stop anybody. I was even saying, when the Texans got into the 25-yard line, just let them score because we're not going to stop them. I knew we weren't going to stop them. And what did they do? They didn't stop them, but it took several plays, and they only left us with 20 seconds left. So we'll see next week against a Chargers defense that's, what are they, mid-tier? I mean, Trevor Lawrence will probably go out there, throw a touchdown, an interception, 190 yards, and we'll have this conversation probably next week. But I think after this game, it's a weird game to come after him.
I mean, I get it. I totally get it. But listen, I'm gonna throw this out there real quick. Whenever you are, well, we'll get to the RotoWire here in a second, but whenever you are paid at this clip as a quarterback, like these are the things that happen. We're watching it happen right now with the 49ers fan base and Brock Purdy. Miami's doing it with Tua. Like every quarterback that gets paid is under a microscope week in and week out, whether it's your own fan base. We see it even with Justin Herbert. And I mean, anybody with two eyes that has ever watched Justin Herbert plays knows that that's an elite dude out there. But he gets scrutinized as if he's not. Joe Burrow gets scrutinized. I mean, Josh Allen right now is getting it, and everybody knows that dude's the real deal. So fair or not, this is the territory when you get paid as a quarterback. It is what it is. All right, listen. RotoWire, the ultimate fantasy football tool, also is going to help you with your sleeper picks. Use promo code RTS to get 15% off. Here's how I'm using RotoWire. Other than setting my fantasy lineups week in and week out, I go to picks and props. I go to daily fantasy football. I go to sleeper picks. And then from there, I use their AI system to break everything down and tell me exactly who I should be picking. Go off the confidence meter on the left. They're very confident, for example, that Devon Achane is going to get more than 74.5 rushing yards. They're also very confident that Bijan is going to get less than 39.5 receiving yards. The algorithm is an absolute monster. It does a phenomenal job. Check them out. If you're using any daily fantasy football tool, should be Sleeper, really, because you get that promo code RTS. But if you're using anybody else, you can check them out. They got all the options in here. Their AI algorithm is super on point. All right, fellas, it's time to get to week 11. But before we do, we still have more super chats to get through. So let's get through these real quick. Patrick says Texans defense did not look good for the first three quarters on Sunday.
Special teams was horrible.
It's fair. Eric, who just called in, said the Texans are going to keep their coaches now.
Yeah, I know, man. Yeah, dude, at halftime we were doing the fire list, and, fortunately we have to put that list away for another couple weeks.
Super Pony says no major division shakeup here. Texans still stink as long as the Jags have Trevor Lawrence as their QB. They will stink. This is the Colts division. Yeah, it's definitely the Colts division. Clemson is better says MFs expect T-Law to play every position. Trevor didn't let Davis Mills score 20 points in the fourth quarter, or because of the penalty, they got the game-winning potential field goal called back. If you guys are casuals, maybe you shouldn't be on a show.
The Copen's hard, I'll tell you that.
It's very hard.
Yeah, listen,
It's very hard.
You can say what you want. Trevor Lawrence may not be the only problem, but he certainly is not the solution. And I think even Jags fans will tell you that. Patrick says Titans beat the Texans this week. Okay.
God bless you,
American
Patrick.
46. American 46 says, love how there's all these Texans fans in here after a win, a bunch of fair weather bees. I wonder what that word is,
Me
sir.
Me too.
Say it. I'm not going to say it.
I saw that
I'm not going
earlier.
to say it. I'm not going to say it.
You give $10, I'll say it. You give $10, I'll say it.
Titan fan B says Jets trading up to the Titans pick swap plus the first or a second. Okay, so that's what he's saying in order to get T-Law. I like it. Okay. Or no, he was talking about the Titans. Never mind.
He's talking about us. I actually get.
Yeah, he's talking about you guys. You like us.
I get a moment in the sun. Damn it.
Okay, have your moment in the sun, man. You guys got the first pick overall. That one guy says I blame UCF and his little bro for the meltdown. Who's his little bro? I don't know.
All right, sounds good. Hey, I'll take the L, I guess, for that one.
Clemson is better says Baker, Sam Darnold, Drew Brees, Daniel Jones. I don't know
what that is.
Oh, these are all guys that have revived their career when they went somewhere else, I assume. Drew Brees fits that, right? Jacob says Travis Hunter is a bust. That's all. Go Colts. I mean, I'm a little early for that, but I gotta love it. All right, okay. All right, let's get to these week 11 picks, fellas. We've got the Texans at the Titans. We've got some people in the chat already picking the Titans to win. Before we get to the two gentlemen that have their teams involved, Derek, I'll go to you first. This is in the 1 p.m. Eastern time slot. Texans at Titans. Who do you have winning this one, and what is the score?
Ruben, help me out here. The last time that the Texans played in Tennessee with Davis Mills, did they lose that one the last time?
I don't know, but I know the last couple of times we've been at Tennessee, we haven't lost.
All right. I just wanted to find out because I thought it'd be funny if it was true.
Let me check.
But I mean, I will say this: if the Texans have finally figured out a way to score any sort of points with Davis Mills as their quarterback, even if Davis Mills isn't there, I mean, in all honesty, they probably should just have Davis Mills as their quarterback this week going forward. If they are going to score 30 points, you might as well at least keep him in there for now. But yeah, I think the Texans will win this. I mean, their defense is just too good. I mean, who knows if Tennessee will even score in that game, to be honest with you.
They didn't score last time.
I'll say it's a final score of 24-7 for Houston.
And Davis Mills has a 4-2 record against the Tennessee Titans.
Okay.
Well, on the heels of that gesture, Michael, before we get to the picks from Dalton and yourself and Ruben, you said he delivered. Go ahead, brother.
The Gooter stinks.
YouTube, don't demonetize us, please.
Oh, Lord, that's terrible. All right.
I'm a man of my word.
Dalton, give me your pick in this one. Texans at Titans, 1 p.m. Eastern. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's time for General Mills, baby. This guy's kind of a beast, right? The offense plays well with him. They move the ball. They put up a ton of points. I'll say the Texans win 24-10.
24-10. All right. Michael, I know your number one pick's on the line here. How do you see this one going down?
Well, Ruben, like I always say, it's good to play you when we come up in these rivalry matchups. So, Davis Mills playing, I haven't seen that much Nick since LSU at halftime, but it is what it is. But regardless, I still feel the Titans are still trying to figure out their way. They're trying to get the year over with in a positive way, help Cam Ward grow, help at least get some positives from the rookies. So I'm not expecting a victory here. I'm expecting common sense. So the realistic standard here, I want Cam Ward to go out, play, protect the ball, throw a touchdown, and just be as good as he can be. The positive side is we get Jeffrey Simmons back, so I think the defense gets a leg up right there. I think it's going to be a close game with the Titans coming off a bye week, but I'll give the Texans the win here. So give me 23-17 Texans.
23-17 Texans. All right, Ruben, how do you see this one going down this week? And just off an early indication, chances that CJ Stroud's back.
There is no word right now about CJ. From what we heard, him, Titus Howard, and Jalen Petrie are still in the concussion protocol. We did see Titus Howard at the game, though. Didn't see CJ at the game. However, it was reported by Landry Locker that he did see CJ in the building. So right now I'm going thinking Davis Mills is the starting quarterback. And, I think the Houston Texans are going to find a way to win this game. It's a big game for them coming up as they look to get to 500 after a 0-3 start. So this would be insane. The defense is going to do what it's been doing all year, and that it's making opposing quarterbacks' lives hell. The last time Cam Ward went against this Houston Texans defense, they put up 0 points. The Houston Texan offense, it's going to be, again, can they score points? Can they consistently put up numbers? I have the Houston Texans being able to do that. It's going to be closer there. I have it being 21-14 Houston.
21-14 Houston. All right. I love to see it. Love to see it. Also, in the 1 p.m. window, we've got Jags at Chargers. It's really interesting because we just did a roundtable. We had you guys pick who comes in second in the division. The Texans very well could win this week, and the Jags very well could lose this week, and all of a sudden you guys have the same record, and this thing gets real tight. So curious to see what your guys' thoughts are. Michael, I'll start with you on this one. Jags versus Chargers, 1 p.m. Who do you have winning this one?
I mean, it's an interesting matchup. I mean, the Chargers are definitely beat the hell up, so you think that this would be a bounce back game for the Jags, and especially after last week, just so much disappointment. I mean, I can understand Dalton want to get away from everything. At least he's on vacation, sitting on the Brazers casting couch. So, at least he's having a good time.
Somehow also not the worst thing you've said so far this show. Derek, Jags versus Chargers, 1 p.m. Who do you have winning this one?
Well, there's a couple. Obviously, the Chargers are extremely banged up. There's a couple things they don't do very well. Number one is stopping the run. And obviously, the Jags have been pretty good this year at running the football with ETN. And obviously, with their offensive line banged up the way they are, I would imagine that this could be an opportunity for the Jaguars to kind of get back into the category of getting after the quarterback. And, it is at home for them. So I could imagine this being a chance to still have some life left in their building. So I think it'll be a close one, but I will say that the Jaguars will pull this one out somehow. Give me 27-24 Jags.
Okay. All right. Ruben, how do you have this one going down?
Yeah, I actually agree with the rest of the panel. I think this is going to be, a win for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I do have it being 24-21. The Texans need Jacksonville to win, and they needed the Chiefs to lose in order for the Houston Texans to rise up in that playoff rankings. I don't know how that works, but we're rooting for the Jacksonville Jaguars this week. 24-20 is my final score. Both teams are beat to hell. It's going to come down to which quarterback makes the mistake at the very end.
I mean, I feel like if both of them lose, that's got to help you in the end, right?
That's what I'm saying. But somehow, some way.
Is that even? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird. Okay. All right. I'll take it. All right, Dalton, talk to me, man. How do you see this one going down with your Jags versus the Chargers?
I mean, I'll be honest. I don't have a lot of confidence going into this one at all. I mean, coming off the bye week, you play two teams that have losing records, and it just doesn't feel like you showed up. I mean, almost lost to the Raiders if you didn't get Devon Hamilton to put a hand on the ball, and obviously the meltdown in the fourth quarter of this last one. And I mean, the Chargers, by their record, they have a good record, and everyone's like, oh, well, the Chargers are banged up. Well, the Jaguars are banged up too. Okay, we have plenty of injuries on our own. So I don't know. It's going to be one that it's at home, which, helps the Jaguars out a little bit. They are the Chargers, who, historically are kind of about the same organizational kind of stuff as the Jaguars. I don't have enough confidence right now in picking the Jaguars, just because if the defense needs to make a stop, they can't make a stop. So, hopefully if they allow the Chargers to go downfield and score a touchdown, hopefully there's at least a little bit of time left for us to do something. So, yeah, with this one, I can't pick the Jaguars to beat a team with a winning record until they actually go out there and prove it. So maybe they can go out there and get one against the Chargers. I don't know. I just don't have a lot of good feelings by the Jaguars right now, just on any side of the ball. Offense, defense. Special teams a little better. Shout out to Parker Washington. He's got 2 punt returns for touchdowns this year. Cam Little is back banging through some field goals now. But yeah, the Chargers, they've got Justin Herbert, they've got Ladd McConkey, they've got Keenan Allen. Luckily they don't have the overwhelming wide receiver one presence. If you look back at our last few games, JSN went off against us, Devontae Adams went off against us, Nico Collins went off against us. I don't think they necessarily have that. So maybe, they can limit the explosive plays with them not having an insane deep vertical threat that can beat you, everywhere. So I don't know. We'll say Chargers 24-20.
Oh man. The depression setting in from Dalton. I don't like to see this, man. I loved it when you were confident and having fun and feeling like you're going to win the division. This is not the Dalton I remember from a couple weeks ago.
There's people that are like, yo, you need to go out there on a round table and talk more shit. You're too passive. You don't do it enough. And I'm like, dude, I'm down to lay down a smack topic if we're actually good, but I don't want to, I've already looked like probably an idiot multiple times on this show. Yeah, and I don't know. It's just I'm not going to sit here and just talk out my ass, if I don't feel confident about this team. Because right now, I hate this team. Screw this team. They give us this false, it's fine if because I think we're an 8-9 football team. It's fine if the way you get there is you go 0-3, then oh my God, you go 2-3, then you 2-4, then you win a couple. But to go 4-1 and go on the winning streak that you had to give you a false sense of reality of what you are, and then now you're going to kind of implode in some way. I mean, the Jaguars are 5-4 right now. They still technically have a winning record, but I'm just waiting for it to go by. Let's go to 500, go to have a losing record, and then we're kind of sitting on this season being like, well, September was fun.
Damn, who gets mad on vacation?
I do. I didn't get mad on vacation. I got mad on Sunday.
Get this man a drink stat.
Everyone knows it. Real fans, everyone knows 10% of your life revolves around that, and it just makes your life 10% worse.
So I legit haven't thought about the Jags in 48 hours, and I'm like, fuck, I got to do this show tonight. I've already watched this game from my memory.
Oh,
yeah, it's pretty
man.
bad.
Nice. Well, speaking of memory, it's time to wipe the first 10 weeks out. You guys are on a bye, Derek, and I always like to ask the bye week question, which is, 1, is the bye coming at the right time? And 2, what do you want to see happen during the bye for your team to make this final stretch run?
Yeah, I mean, the bye is coming at a very good time right now. Unfortunately, the Colts lost DeForest Buckner to IR right before this game happened. So, unfortunately, we'll probably miss him for at least the next 3 games, and maybe even more than that, because they said that they're hopeful he'll come back, but that doesn't sound very good to me. So, I hope we'll get DeForest Buckner back, because if we don't, that could spell trouble for getting after the quarterback. And it is great that the bye's this week, because Charvarius Ward most likely is coming back week 12 against Kansas City. So, I mean, you're getting Charvarius Ward back soon, and you're going to have Ward, Kenny Moore, and Sauce Gardner in that secondary. Him coming back at this time is huge for the loss of DeForest Buckner. It'll help that defensive line out so much. And obviously, with how bad the Colts offense has looked from the turnover perspective, gives the Colts a chance to reset and start getting back to what they did originally, and not turning the ball over and being more effective offensively.
Absolutely. Yeah, I feel like it's coming at a good time. Plus, Sauce got 1 game in. Now they can kind of figure some things out, let him learn the defense a little bit. So, yeah. All right. Chill out. Listen, Titan coming in. Michael, you know what to do.
The Gooter stinks.
All right. Perfect. You got to love it. Listen, AFC South Roundtable, that puts a wrap on it. Cannot wait for week 11. Cannot wait to be back with the fellas next week. Same time, same place. Tuesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern. For Derek, for Ruben, for Dalton, for Michael, I'm your host, Jesse. Stay blessed. We'll see you next week. Peace.